Hello sensuals, welcome to yet another video on the Foundations of Kink. And I have the very beautiful, sexy and kinky Kitty with me.
Hi.
This is becoming a habit. We're having a lot of events together.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're having a lot of fun together. So
yeah, we're getting spanked, we're getting roped, and now we're getting scared.
Yes, hopefully.
So this third event that we're doing is on fear and emotions. And this is another event in the series of the Foundations of Kink. And as you know, in a lot of other videos, I keep mentioning that emotion is the biggest aphrodisiac. And emotion can come in a varied palette, basically positive and negative emotions, with other negative emotions are also aphrodisiacs if they're not stronger than the physical or the sexual drive or the erotic impulse. So when they're low enough, they'll just potentiate or they'll give power to your erotic impulse and they'll make things juicier, more adventurous, more savage. Yeah. So this is what we're doing actually. We're playing with fear and emotions, and yes. Kitty is an expert, is a teacher on this, so she's
I'm not an expert. I know a lot about it because I'm very passionate about the subject, and I think that the biggest part in kink and BDSM is the emotional part. Mm-hmm. Is the expectation, is the build-up, and all of these things have to do with the psychological side rather than just knowing how to physically do things, which is very important to have that information, but it's not the most important part. The most important part is learning how to manage all of the emotions that come with kink, and I think fear and anticipation are two of the biggest ones. My favorite is fear. I love to play with it. I think it can have a very big impact on people who play together and care about each other and want to spice things up and have fun. But also it can be quite dangerous if not properly managed. So I think it's very important to have a workshop just on this subject and really go into depth for people who are interested in exploring it.
So basically we're going into how to open the space, how to play with this emotion, and then how to safely close the space,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What I actually like about Kitty, because we did a training earlier this year, and I appreciated the professionalism and the attention to detail and the part on safety. And we had actually an entire discussion about how if you don't close the space safely, you can have a person that played with this emotion just going on, going about their lives and being with trauma, basically.
Yes, because all of the things that we physically do in kink do raise up these emotions. Sometimes we know where to place them, we know where they come from, we know what they mean, but sometimes they can also bring back memories and stuff that has happened to us in the past that can be quite traumatizing and impactful. And if we don't understand those things, if we don't know how to properly manage them and how to be there for our partners and how to ask the right questions and bring them down from all of the things that we have played with, then we can really damage our partners, and obviously that's not something that any of us want to do. We just want to have fun and enjoy a bit of risky play.
Yeah, okay. So this actually will be a very, for me, this is like the flip side of having a lot of discussion around fear, like in my line of work, and the people that I meet and some of the people that I engage with are also in this work. And fear is always like, oh, but fear ruins the relationship because you're afraid that you're, I don't know, being left behind or you're judged or whatever. And fear is always somehow like the culprit or the emotion that you just don't want to have, or how to have it in the right way and so on. And it's sort of sometimes not sexy. So this time around we'll be playing it in a, I don't know, fun way, juicy way.
Yeah, it's important to take a negative and try to transform it into a positive, because this can be a very positive experience if you know how to do it, and obviously if your partners are also looking for the same experience, because some people might just not be interested in playing with fear. But if you know how to take that negative and turn it into a positive, it can become an extremely fulfilling and intense erotic experience.
Okay, so before we go, I want to ask you one more time, what's the importance of kink in our lives? Like, we're playing here, but there's also a serious side to it. And
I think it's a serious side, and I think it has to do with understanding ourselves completely. I think a lot of people do have sexual impulses that are taboo, that they don't dare approach as a subject with their partners, that they don't dare talk about, that they don't dare explore. And I think that in time can bring up a lot of frustrations and sexual spaces that are unexplored. So I really enjoy bringing that to the forefront, talking about it, and kind of nudging people forward to try something new and to really be fulfilled in their sexuality without shame, without fear of judgment, and just being themselves.
Super, yeah. So this is also something that I appreciate, and this kind of work that we're both doing, this is not on a whim, and it's not something just because we don't have anything else better to do. This is super important, and when you live your intimate life with somebody for many, many years, and then you see that parts of yourselves are not explored and they just go down to waste, well, that's a pity. So
I think a lot of people don't really take into consideration that sex and sexuality is just as important as any other aspect of their lives. So, for example, we dare explore with our self-image through fashion. We dare explore our need for food with trying different recipes
and diets.
We dare explore visiting new places, but somehow we find that exploring our own sexuality falls behind, and I don't really think that's right. I think you should be exploring your sexuality just like you do with all the other aspects of your life.
Yeah. So this is an event that will take place in March of 2018, and under the video we'll put a link with all the details and the attitude that we want you to take into consideration when you're signing up and when you're showing up at these events. And this is for super beginners, right?
Super beginners, but all levels really. This has been one of my most successful workshops. People really love it and love the subject matter. So any kind of level you have in kink, you can
definitely
join us for this workshop, because it's a subject that isn't really that much explored, and I think it's very important.
Okay, and you don't need anything else to prepare in advance but to read the details under the link.
Yes.
So we'll be waiting for you in March, and remember, this is the third part of Foundations into Kink, and we will put all the details to the other events, and do check them all out, and if possible come to them because you want to get the full spectrum of kink.
Yes.
So until our next event, we hope that you come and enjoy and explore. And yeah, we're looking forward to play with some fear and scare you a little bit, and then yeah, and then have you going home safely. Yes. So see you at this event, and we hope to have Kitty for more events in the future.
I hope so too.
Yes. And everybody loved the events that we had so far. So yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and I'll see you in March.
Yes. See you then.